Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I've been delivering a couple of masterclasses this week, and I thought, why not come on here and just give you a piece of the puzzle that I give out in the masterclass. I'm starting to become known as the person who uses a lot of props now when I deliver my session. So I thought, why not? Let's come and show you one of the props and ask you kind of a really simple question, really, that should help kind of promote positive well-being in your kind of day-to-day life. So if you're watching this live, say hi in the comments, and if you're watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay so I know you're there. So I've got a bottle of water. I want you to watch what I'm going to do, and then I've got a really, really simple question to ask you. So take the water, take the lid off of the bottle and shake it. I've now got water on my lap. So I have a really, really simple question for you. Why is the floor wet? There's water all over the floor. Why is it wet? If you're watching this live, feel free to tell me in the comments. I'll tell you the kind of common answers that I get to this question. So one of the common answers that I get is because I shook the bottle. It's a really good answer, but I'm afraid it's not correct. The other answer that I tend to get is the floor is wet because I took the lid off the bottle. And again, that's another really, really good answer, but I'm afraid it's not correct. The floor's wet for one really, really simple reason. There's water on the floor because there's water in the bottle. Sounds obvious, right? Let's break it down a bit and let's talk about why this is applicable to you and your well-being. So this bottle is you. I want you to imagine that this bottle is you, and the liquid that's in this bottle is the pressures that get applied to you during the day. So stress, anxiety, fatigue, all of those kind of things. That's what the liquid is in this bottle. So if it's going to be full right to the very top, the chances are it's going to overflow quite quickly. Let's talk about those two answers, though, that I gave first, the answers that I tend to give. So somebody, I'm afraid I don't know who you are, but someone on LinkedIn has said, because you disturbed the equilibrium. Yeah, kind of. You're kind of right with that. So, yeah, we've said it's because there's water in the bottle. There's water on the floor because there's water in the bottle. So let's talk about those two answers. So the first one is because I shook the bottle. Absolutely. I shook the bottle and water came out of it. But what I want to tell you a story from flying. So whenever we go flying as pilots, we're given fresh bottles of water every morning. So it's just like you when you go through security, we're not allowed to take liquids through either. So the airline give us fresh bottles of water. And it always used to be exactly the same. So the first flight of the day, halfway through it, I'd want to take a drink out of my water, undo the lid, and we'd hit turbulence every single time. And I'd end up with half the water all over my lap. That's the environment that we're in. The environment is what is shaking the bottle. So can you change the environment? Yeah, you can, but it's really difficult. It's really difficult to try and change the environment. So shaking the bottle's not really an option. It's not really that easy to not shake the bottle. Keeping the lid on the bottle. So absolutely, if I keep the lid on the bottle, I could tip it upside down. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? If that hadn't been on properly and that got everywhere. Yeah, if I could tip the water bottle upside down and the liquid's not going to come out of it. But the problem with that is that, you know, I said that inside this bottle is all the pressure and all the stress that gets applied to you during your day. And, you know, in life, we need healthy pressures. We need healthy stress in order to be able to function. You'll hear people saying that they work really well under pressure or they work well when they're stressed. And actually, that's true of everybody. Everybody works well when they're stressed. You know, there's certain chemicals and hormones in your body that start to surge when you feel under pressure. And that actually gives you optimal performance. So we need healthy pressure in our lives. So if we were to put the lid on this bottle, the bad pressures are never going to get out. Absolutely. But the good pressures are never going to get into it. So we're going to end up with an empty bottle because we're never going to have anything in there that's actually quite useful to us, especially as business owners, entrepreneurs, people who work in the healthcare sector. I've been delivering a lot to the NHS again recently. We need that healthy pressure. Exactly the same for pilots. You know, you need that adrenaline in your life in order to be able to function. So if we put the lid on the bottle, it's going to stop those healthy pressures kind of coming in and coming out, really, which is not what we want. So let me get rid of some of the water from this. And let me show you again. So this bottle now, if I shake this, there's no water coming out of this. I can shake this as much as I want, and water is not going to come out of this. So think about this in your day. Like, what can you do to make sure that your bottle isn't full, so that when things happen in life, when, you know, the environment throws things at you like a global pandemic, your bottle's not going to overflow. You're prepared for it. You're ready for it. The empty space in this bottle is your resilience. So what can you do to make sure you've got resilience in your day, every day, so that your bottle is never full? As entrepreneurs, we're really bad at running with a full bottle. And it's not good for us. It's not healthy. It doesn't help, because all it takes is a slightest little knock of this bottle and you're hitting burnout. It's going to start to overflow. So that's today's lesson. Think about your bottle. Think about your bottle. What can you do to make sure that you boost that resilience, so that the bottle is never full, so that anything that happens to you during your day is not going to disrupt you? That's it from me. Have a fantastic Friday and a really good bank holiday weekend. Can you believe it's the bank holiday already? Think about what you can do over the bank holiday to empty your bottle. Don't be one of those entrepreneurs who's going to go flat out for the next 3 days. Make sure you take some time out for yourself, spend time with your family and your friends, and I'll see you all next week.